Five Nights at Freddy's 4, a game infamous for its over-the-top jump scares, convoluted story, and surprisingly immersive atmosphere. First of all, I'd like to apologize for not uploading in a while. I've been pretty caught up with all my activities, and I haven't really had a lot of time to stream and work on videos. That being said, I finally fully completed Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and I gotta admit, playing this game is definitely an experience.
Originally named Five Nights at Freddy's, the final chapter, the gameplay consists of you playing as someone who appears to be a small child in a bedroom.
At first glance, your surroundings appear very reminiscent of the first FNaF game, with a door to your left and right that you can open and shut or shine your flashlight through. As well as this, you have a closet in front of you and a bed behind you.
Now, assuming you're already familiar with the basic mechanics of the game, you'll understand that there are six main animatronics you have to deal with, not including the plush animatronics.
While they are all unique in their own way, for the sake of simplicity, I'll just be focusing on their most basic actions. Bonnie and Chica will walk up to their respective doors and jump scare you if you don't listen for breathing. Foxy will run around in the halls, eventually reaching your closet, where you'll have to shut the doors to keep him at bay. Freddy will slowly form on the bed behind you if you don't scare away his children, and Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare are essentially a mix of all four previously mentioned animatronics. Plush Trap and by extension Balloon Boy show up between nights in their own minigame, allowing you to skip 1 hour in the next night if successfully dealt with.
What I enjoy about all these characters is that each of them have something unique to contribute to the experience.
This was a problem that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 suffered from, where 90% of the animatronics were dealt with in the same way, putting on a mask. Their mechanics as well as the environment they're placed in is always putting the player on edge, making them adapt and conform to the ever-changing gameplay loop. The perfect example is on later nights, where at 4 AM every animatronic disappears and is replaced with Nightmare or Nightmare Fredbear. It makes for a really tight experience where the player is constantly placed between being relaxed and fully immersed and focused.
Now this all sounds great, right? Clearly I must think this is one of the best FNaF games in terms of gameplay, correct? Well, not exactly. There are a couple nitpicks I have, as well as a huge problem that almost ruined the game for me.
Focusing on the small issues, there are of course glitches, the biggest one being a soft lock that will randomly occur at the left door for whatever reason. This costed me multiple runs, but to be completely honest, it wasn't that bad because it usually happened near the start of the night.
The game broke. I literally can't do anything. Nothing's working. Hi, Freddy.
Another issue that isn't that bad is when playing on later nights with higher AI values, there's a chance for either Bonnie or Chica to come right back to a door after shutting it. But honestly, if you're an experienced player, this is something that will rarely get you killed. Now it's time I mention my biggest issue with the game, and it's a really simple one. Volume of the jump scares.
Don't get me wrong, this game has great jump scares, and it wouldn't be a FNaF game without them. But this game relies almost entirely on sound. Heck, one of the modes is literally called blind mode, which makes your screen completely dark.
I'm not even kidding, playing this game is a genuine health risk because of how loud the jump scares are. And I was able to deal with it, even beating 420 mode despite knowing that I was putting my ears at risk. But after I was done, I knew I needed to change something. I would highly recommend installing a sound lock or an audio equalizer before playing this game, otherwise you're putting yourself at risk of a trip to the ear doctor. Moving on from the gameplay, I really don't have a lot to say about everything else. As I'm running this, I haven't familiarized myself with the story of Five Nights at Freddy's 4 yet, but I'm definitely going to do some catching up with game theory soon. That being said, it really does come secondary to the gameplay, with minigames showing up between nights telling the story of a kid and his upcoming birthday party. By night 5, it's revealed that, spoiler warning, he was the victim of the bite of 87, but apparently this isn't even really the case as the game supposedly takes place in 1983. It's honestly just really confusing, and if one of you want to leave a comment explaining everything, go right ahead, I'll be sure to respond to it. Next up, I think the designs of the animatronics should be addressed. I honestly can't tell if I love them or hate them, because on one hand it seems like Scott was trying way too hard, but on the other, I'm pretty sure the designs being over the top was the point. In fact, the entire game is a shift from the traditional Five Nights at Freddy's style, focusing on being scary rather than uncanny. I think it works though, as the game appears to be separate from the original trilogy of games, instead being a final chapter to the Five Nights at Freddy's story. One thing that has stayed consistent, however, is the atmosphere, which this game nails.
Once again, it's less unsettling and more scary, recreating that feeling of being a kid waking up in the middle of the night, arguing with yourself whether you should go outside and risk getting eaten by Slenderman or just sweat the bed.
And really, that is how I describe Five Nights at Freddy's 4. This game with nothing to prove, one that is aware that it will fall short in comparison to the original Five Nights at Freddy's, so instead it focuses on what it's good at, being scary. It's a simple game whose sole purpose is to make you shit yourself.
And that, my friends, is what makes Five Nights at Freddy's 4 the scariest in the quadrilogy of games. Sweet dreams.
Thank you all for watching this video and being patient with my upload schedule. I have a very busy household, and because of that I haven't had many opportunities to stream or work on this video. I mean, to play Five Nights at Freddy's 4 you need almost complete silence to hear the breathing. Let me know what game I should play next, or if you want to see more Five Nights at Freddy's content. Feel free to join my Discord, as I'm pretty much always active there and I'm happy to talk with anyone. Take care everyone, and I'll be seeing you all soon.